But the Roosters go through 13-12. Gal on Saturday night in the post-match show, Gus was lamenting the fact that perhaps it was his side that shot themselves in the foot. Had opportunities there. There was no Manu, no Swaley, there was no Teddy for a 10-minute period as well. Cronulla have themselves to blame?
Yeah, look, they had their chances to win, and the way the game unfolded, they probably should have won it. They just didn't nail it when they needed it. It was kind of like they'd resigned themselves that this was going to be a close finish, and then suddenly found themselves with an opportunity to break it open. Got to the front, they took that penalty to get 6 in front, thinking, well, that should be good enough. They were unlucky. The try that levelled the score was a fluke. It's a rebound. They were defending really well. They didn't feel threatened by the Roosters. All of a sudden, there's a ricochet and a fella dives. They were crikey, now it's 12-all, and it's panic stations. And I think that's again where the pressure of the home ground crowd actually hurt the home side. The pressure of the occasion and the situation. And the Roosters, who, with 20 minutes to go, Teddy's in the bin and blokes are getting injured, saying, well, we've got nothing to lose here. There's no fear or no anxiety in their football. There looked to be a lot of nervousness in the Sharks. They just didn't know how to nail it at the back end. But it's another brick in the wall from them. They failed at finals time last year. I thought they were better this year, but they're still growing as a football team and learning what it's all about at that end of the year. And I think they can learn a lot from it. It's a game they should have won, but give credit to the Roosters, who really hung in there tough and tight and got the victory.
Gal, leading into the game in our pre-show, Joey was saying he wants to see Nico take a hold of a big match. Yeah. And he was really effective, particularly that opening half. The second half, it got away from the Roosters. He spoke on the Sunday Footy Show saying they need an X-factor. They need someone to come in there, perhaps alleviate a bit of pressure from Nico in the halves.
Look, I think that's easier said than done. I think every club needs an X-factor. I think if you look at the Sharks, if you had a Reece Walsh-type player and maybe a dead set like a Payne Haas or a real forward leader, Leota or something like that, Fisher Harris, they're probably up there with winning the premiership. But I think every team wants a couple of them players. I sort of said the same thing before the game. I'd love to see Nico own the game. And I've got to say, for the majority of it, I thought he was pretty good. He really tried his backs off, led the team around well. But at the back end of the game, I suppose, when he had to nail the field goal to try and even it up, he just couldn't quite do it, got charged down twice. So I was concerned with 20 minutes to go. I said during the call, as a Shark, I'm a little bit concerned because, as Gus said, the Sharks had opportunities. They dropped one over the try line. They had a number of sets in good ball, and they just couldn't seal the deal, either with a repeat set of 6 or a try. And at 12-6, in semi-final football, down the Bermuda Triangle, crazy things happen. That's exactly what happened. It was as a Shark, it was hard. But I think when you take Wade Graham out of that side, they are an inexperienced side. They're nowhere near as experienced as people think. And Gus summed it up pretty well then, that they are a young side. I think Jesse Raymond has the most amount of games at 140 of any other player in the team, as they're Wade's at just under 300. You take him out of that side, they are inexperienced. So hopefully they will learn from that. Grow from that. I spoke to Fitzy yesterday. They're not actually going out to the market looking to buy anyone else because of that fact. They are such a young team, inexperienced team, and they will grow and all get better. You got to go through this a number of times. That's where they call that real. Getting that hardening and getting that finals experience is really important. And as you say, outside of Wade Graham, who's right at the back end of his career, he's retired now. You need that core group of senior players that have been through this before that can keep telling the younger blokes, we're going all right, stick to our process. They just don't have enough of those sort of players. And it's the pain of this that will help them get better down the track. They will get hardened to it. Your side that won the competition, I think they had about 2,500 games, NRL games worth of experience. There
was a lot of experienced players in that side that knew how to handle pressure and keep playing the game. These fellas don't. You could see that they were the pressure was getting to them at different stages, and that comes out in a number of forms. Having said that, they defended grimly. They really did, the Sharks, and it was an unlucky try that got the levelling score for the Roosters. The Roosters, everyone's acknowledging their bravery and their courage, and it was tremendous that they kept believing and kept hanging in there. But their football was pretty ordinary. Like their actual football was pretty average in that game.